Hello, everybody. This is Ozzy Ruiz for Regular News, catching up with one of the fighters fighting on this Saturday, January 30th in Tijuana, California, under the H2O promotions. Super middleweight Jaivion Cardinal, 3-0. Along with one of the trainers from the Jackrabbit Gym, Trevor Sambrano. Trevor, guys, how's everybody doing? Are you guys excited for this upcoming fight?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Everything's going good. How about yourself?
Good, good, good. First time I get to talk to you, meet you. Javion, you made your pro debut along with Ashton Silva on August 29th of last year. Talk to us what that experience was like and what you're looking forward for this January 30th fight.
Uh, that experience, it was surreal, because me and Ashton started out uh, together boxing when we were kids, So he was like 8 years old. I was like
Tells me
13.
you're his uncle.
Yeah, I'm his uncle.
Okay. All
Yeah,
right.
so we started out together, and fast forward to having our pro debut on the same day, on the same card. It was a surreal moment. You know what I'm saying? So it made that moment, sweet, and we're just gonna keep going from there.
How long, Trevor? How long have you been working with Javion?
With the guys here.
Yes.
Well, I've had Javion now. I've been here for about 2 years now. Javion, he's actually he was a former college student at Nebraska, right? Is that what it was?
No, West Virginia.
West Virginia. So he actually ran track. Of course, being as close as he is with the Silk family, I've heard about him. And then all of a sudden, this kid showed up that's 6'5", that can make 160 pounds, that has the athleticism of a track player. And I started smiling watching him, work the floor.
Were you a little stiff at the beginning, Javion, when you came back to boxing?
Getting back into it, yeah, I was. It took some time to get back into it.
Take a minute to get hit in the head again, probably.
Yeah.
Turning straight.
Feel what it's like again, taking some time off, ring rust come into play. So.
Well, yeah, he's a great kid to work with. I mean, he's like I said, he's 6'5", he's 160, he's athletic, and also the cerebral side of him. He's an intelligent kid. You can see that by the fact that he got into college, and obviously with everything going on with COVID, I think that he was going to take local classes at the LBCC as far as online, but that he's really focusing on boxing right now. But having a kid with the acumen like his, that's a thinker, it was really easy to get him to move pretty fast. And God, I can't believe it. It seems like yesterday, but he's 3-0 right now, sitting next to me.
Do you miss track at all, Javion, or are you fully focused on boxing?
I miss it a little bit. I know that came and went. I had just did some miles on the track the other day, and I was just caught myself reminiscing, thinking about the experiences I had running track. But nah, it was a learning experience, and do I change? Would I trade for it? No, I'm doing what I love.
So the road work you do in boxing with all that track experience that you have, that's like a piece of cake for you nowadays. Right?
Hey, it's crazy. People would always mention that, oh, you run track, you should be good, but track, boxing shape and track shape are two completely different.
All right, talk to me. All right, define the difference. First of all, it's from all the trainers, all the fighters and stuff. Boxing is a complete body workout. I mean, you are completely exhausted after sparring or doing mid work for 5-6 rounds. Then again, I mean, I've seen guys throwing up in the gym when after a hard sparring session.
Yeah, and that was me when I was just doing strictly track, and then I'll try to come right back to boxing and just hop right in and spar. It's been times where I've thrown up after sparring. So it's a big difference. It's just completely different. Like I will come back from boxing and go back to track. Same concept, it was just a huge difference. Now, when I was running track and boxing at the same time, that's when I was in the best shape of my life. I was able to go long, hard fought rounds and still feel fresh. So they worked hand in hand. When I was consistent with running track and boxing at the same time.
So you're fighting on. Yes, I'm listening, Trevor.
We have so many fighters here that obviously we all do the road work together.
Yes.
And it's always funny because Javion's always first. So,
oh, he is? He's the first one to he leads the pack?
Yeah. You always so sometimes we could have eight to 15 runners, of our fighters running at the same
Okay.
time, and this kid's always setting the pace. So
On a very sad note, Trevor and Jaivion, I know one of your members, because she was one of your members, the pet,
Oh yeah, Sasha.
Sasha. What happened to her, if I may ask? Because I mean, I read it. You guys posted all over on Instagram, and
yeah, she just
she's
unfortunately
gone.
in the neighborhood. I think she picked up some disease or something on a walk,
Okay.
and I think there's a doggy kind of flu out there right now that's going on that a lot of people don't know about.
Oh, she wasn't that old, was she?
No, hell
No,
no. She
only
was young.
Yeah, she was only 2 years old.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was still fairly young.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was healthy up until that point. She'd go on runs with us. She right there with us, running with us, and
It's like the gym mascot.
yeah, basically like the gym mascot. And then out of nowhere she just got sick, and then it just grew rapidly.
Yeah.
And before we could even act on it.
By the time we figured it out, we're talking about within 16 hours.
Yeah.
Our whole temperament had changed. She had passed, but we actually had somebody that used to be part of a group, Immature, which was like an R&B group from the 1990s.
All right.
And he surprised Ivan with the dog.
Oh, nice. So
we got Kane.
what is the dog's name now? What is that?
It's Kane. Yeah. So thank you, Romeo from Immature. So
yeah. little puppy.
He's gonna be a big boy.
He's gonna be a beast. Yeah.
All right, you guys have the opponent name for this Saturday. Jaivion, Trevor, talk to us. Is it a middleweight fight or is it a super middleweight?
So it is at middleweight. He's at 160. It's been a couple things happened recently with shows, particularly with the gym. That kids are pulling out when they're figuring out that they're facing the gym. They're also asking for more money because we've been so active. Ivan and I both have had, I think, over 30 fights since COVID.
Yeah.
We are 30-0 plus. So we've had a couple kids at the last minute pull out. Unfortunately, Jaivion, we had a name for him, and the name had pulled out. But we've been reassured that they're going to have somebody else. So we don't have somebody a name per se right now. But these are things that are going on. I mean, they'd asked us, hey, listen, nobody wants to fight your guys' club because you guys have been so successful out there.
All the experience, right? Who does the negotiations over there? Do you do it? Does Ivan?
And that's a collective thing between Ivan, Jen, and I. We're always, it kind of trickles down from Ivan, trickles down to Jen, trickles down to me. We're always bouncing, all the negotiations after each other. Ashton is very much involved. That's a whole other thing that people don't realize. It is Ashton's company.
He's a good businessman. Had such a young.
Yeah, he's got a good, and obviously it's pretty interesting because I can tell you that he just sort of has a gut and knack for these things when he's making decisions, and they always make sense. And
he looks so mellow, though. It's like he knows what he's about to do. I'm not worried about it. I'll let my team handle it. That's what he was telling me earlier.
Yeah. He's mellow, but he always has insight, which is incredible. So even if I'm asking about a particular fighter and how we should develop him, or asking about a certain matchup, or even with, obviously he's practicing his own acumen for fights when he's looking at fights that are happening today, and possibly saying, hey, this is going to be the outcome of Manny Pacquiao and Ryan Garcia, or the outcome of whatever big fight it is that he's looking at it, and he's approaching it like a great promoter would. So, we're all working on our craft in and out of the ring.
So so I'm gonna go ahead and turn it on Ashton's side as a promoter. How does he see Jaivion's development as a fighter? His nephew telling his uncle how he should develop his career, since he's got more experience than you do, Jaivion, now.
Yeah, the great thing, I've had conversations with Ash about this. The great thing about Ash is that I hate to say this strongly, but he has no tolerance for mediocrity, and that he he sets a bar here. And that bar is a very high standard. When you're setting such a high standard, you're not just setting that high standard for yourself or, for Ash, and he's setting it for everybody that's involved with our team over here. That being said, I really believe that it was almost like an invisible pressure that all the fighters here are feeling to perform. And Jaivion is, if I had to, a couple of my fighters are in here, and our fighters are in here, and I think that they just had big leaps in developing craft. Another guy, Nehemiah Williams, Jaivion comes to mind, and even Lawrence, who obviously Lawrence King, is another guy. I see this as being a reflection of Ashton's work ethic.
Is Lawrence,
His,
excuse me, Trevor, is Lawrence, are you guys training Lawrence? Has he been in the gym with you
yeah,
guys?
yeah. Lawrence has been with us for the last 2 fights.
Okay.
Yeah, he's actually, from what I hear, he's about to come up here in a second. So we'll have him here on the couch.
All right.
He's fighting with us too this weekend. And it's, we're just staying as active as we can with the bigger picture in mind, which is, for all of our fighters, which is to get them in bouts that are televised, that matter, that can put them in positions where they can be seen as prospects or, contenders. I think that Lawrence is very close to being in that position for a contender. All of my guys aren't too far off. So I feel that same way with Ash, and same thing with Jaivion. Javion's a guy that's gotten a lot of experience with a lot of guys, even getting experience with Lawrence himself. He's worked with Thomas Adamek, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, which is,
wow.
imagine,
Okay.
he's sparring Thomas Adamek, and it just spars a lot of, we always are sparring the bare knuckle champion of the world, Joey Beltran. He spars him a lot. He's a heavyweight bare knuckle champion.
Yes.
He comes with a long, development as far as being a mixed martial arts fighter and a bare knuckle champion. So we got Latif Coyote in here that he spars with all the time.
Yes,
which was
I met him, yes.
Yeah, cruiserweight. So, Jaivion is absolutely developing. We obviously want better and better looks, but right now it's been really hard to get sparring in other gyms just because of what's going on with COVID.
For his weight class, right? Is it hard to get? Do you guys try to get someone with the same height as Jaivion, Trevor, or is he always the taller guy? You're always a taller guy, Jaivion.
Yeah,
by like 3-4
10,
inches.
Yeah. When I do see a guy like my height or around my height, it's like, okay, I'm gonna have to switch it up a little bit, but it's gonna be a fight.
I have a name for you if you don't mind me. I'll give him some exposure. He deserves it. He's a young fighter like you are. His name is Ivan Ponjic, and he fights out of the Montebello gym, the one that was formerly owned by Leo Santa Cruz. He's 6'4", and he fights at 147. Maybe you guys could do some sparring in the future.
Yeah.
Sure.
Long, lanky, with a long reach, long legs, and you guys could do actually put in some work in there.
Yeah, well, Jaivion had worked with one of the sparring partners of what's his name? Fondora. Yeah, at one.
Sebastian Fondora.
Sebastian Fondora.
Yes, from Coachella.
Yeah.
Right.
From Coachella, and that was great because the guy that was working with them kind of was saying, "Hey, look, Jaivion Jaivion boxes taller, and as a trainer and so forth, I'm always on Jaivion, be the big man. Don't be your height, be 6'5". So we were happy to hear that. We got an opportunity to work with somebody else, especially them being kind of forthcoming about the styles. He says, hey, he reminds me a lot of Fondora, except he's more difficult to get in too. So, and we also know Fondora loves to be in the pocket, not to take anything away. He loves to jump right into the fire, and he does a hell of a job being a guy his size that's able to punch in the inside like that. So.
All right. What is your guys' record going down with TJ as a team, as a gym? Are you guys undefeated? Have you all the fighters fights ended in KO?
I want to say it's 36-0. Maybe with all those fights, like 3 people didn't get knocked out, 3 or 4.
Yeah.
With all those fights, maybe 3 or 4 people didn't get knocked out.
Yeah, but almost every time we come
almost every time. It's been difficult just because the last time we were there, out of the 6 fighters we had, 5 of them had first round knockouts. Mm-hmm. We're not. You can imagine too, as being a trainer, we're there for a lot of different things. We're there obviously to get the kids active during COVID. We're there to because we need our guys fighting underneath the lights to develop. We want them to have the best fights possible. We've been very adamant, like, for example, Ashton's only seen fighters in Mexico with winning records. We've been very adamant about getting fighters in Mexico with winning records. Sometimes at the last moment, like I said, it's been falling apart because I realize that it's our club, and our club is sort of, we've definitely built up a name down there in Tijuana as far as being successful. So some fighters are opting not to fight us. But, going out there, even with all those knockouts, there's certainly not our intentions to knock them out the first round. But, we're also very happy. But, yeah, no, when you're developing a fighter, you want them to get time underneath the lights, time against good guys, and we're looking just to keep upping the ante. Hopefully, we can get fighting back in the States as soon as possible, and to get these guys fighting other prospects from the United States or other
Well,
prospects.
the COVID cases have dropped a little bit here. Maybe they ease off with the restriction. Maybe they'll allow some fans. I mean, I'm waiting for personally to attend as a boxing media member to be able to attend to any shows here in California. But we're still waiting.
Yeah, we all we all miss it, right? And we miss seeing you at the show.
We do, man. We do. Anything else you'd like to say to your fight fans, Jaivion, regarding your upcoming fight?
Tune in. It's gonna be an exciting fight. Jackrabbit gonna take over again, just like we always do. I appreciate everybody for supporting. Appreciate you for having this interview with me. And
Thank you,
stay
guys.
tuned. Yeah, stay tuned. It's gonna be a big year. This only the beginning of the year, so we're gonna start it off right.
To finish this interview, Trevor and Jaivion, do people recognize where when the Jackrabbit squad is walking around, TJ? Do they already know? Oh, here come the Jackrabbit guys. They're about to put a whooping on us or stuff like that. No.
I could definitely say that yeah, we're starting to get recognition, and obviously we're training more as far as. We got you covering us. Fight Hype has been out here to cover us.
Yeah, they're huge, though. Compared to how Fight Hype, much respect to Fight Hype, but they've been in the game for years.
Oswaldo, you've been in the game for 10 years. I've seen you at Tengu 7 or 8 years ago.
I was taking baby steps, man. I was learning. Yeah. Now I'm a little more active. But thank you guys for this.
Everybody has these different platforms. There's also too. It's interesting when I'm running with the guys locally around Long Beach. A lot of people stop, and they do know who we are around here. They certainly know who we are in Mexico. All the trainers and the fighters come around and shake our hands, which we absolutely, we respect because, we obviously know that we're all after the same thing, which is to be successful in a business that has a small percentage of people that can be successful.
Who is against the ropes? Is that you, Trevor?
Oh no, who is against the no, that's Gio, Christian and Gio.
Okay.
Yeah. So they're pretty good about coming out to the fights and covering it, and capturing video. I see Lawrence. You want me to grab Lawrence?
Sure, I'll talk to Lawrence for a little while. I'll go ahead and put it together and I'll make it like one full interview.
Yeah. So
you guys want to squeeze him in, or you guys?
Yeah, we'll squeeze him in. Yeah. Look, we got the big dog here, Mr. King. These guys are.
Hey, Lawrence. Nice to meet you. My name is Ozzy Ruiz. I run a small YouTube boxing channel. Thank you for the opportunity. I know you were busy finishing up with your sparring session. Ladies and gentlemen, we have another talented prospect fighting currently out of the Jackrabbit gym. Lawrence King with a record of 8-1, right? 8-1 or 9-1?
Yes, 8-1.
All right.
8-1, 7 knockouts.
7 knockouts. You made your pro debut. That's the only fighter that went the distance with you. You've been knocking everybody else since then. You're fighting on Saturday, January 30th in Tijuana, Mexico. Talk to us about your upcoming fight, Lawrence.
I took it 5 months off, so I'm just getting back. Did 2 fights, so we basically just trying to get back down to our regular weight, 168, and this is the one right here. So. I'm excited to be back to my normal weight.
Okay. So everybody knows you're Ryan Garcia's best friend. You spent some camps over there in San Diego with him. You got to spar Canelo. How do you feel about this upcoming year? Maybe the restrictions will ease off. You guys will be able to fight in front of a live audience. You fought here in the States a few times here. What are the expectations for Lawrence King's career this year?
Just to go in there and get the job done. And I'm very confident about myself. I've been around the best, been in the ring with the best, and I'm very confident in what Ivan and Trevor has done with me. Even my boy Jaivion, I spar with him every other day. So
I was about to ask you that right now. If you guys had ever sparred together, so I'm sure
I had to knock him out yesterday. He was. No, I'm just playing. We done with sparring, but it's great work though with me and Jaivion, and we learn from each other because it's different. He's like 6'4", so it's different. I'm learning how to be in there with somebody that's actually the size of a 168. So And
Do
for
you
him
do
to
you
be
look
at
up
what,
to
160?
anybody out there, Lawrence, that a southpaw
Uh,
fighter, a super middleweight fighter like yourself that
Only
maybe
Earl Spence. That's
Errol
it.
Spence? All right,
That's it. I like Lara too though. Lara is one of my favorite fighters. So
Erislandy Lara.
yes.
Okay, all right. Talk to me about the champ Errol Spence. And how do you compare your style with his, and what is it that you see in him that you could actually put
I see it
into
myself.
action?
Just
Yeah,
I have a good work rate. Just like
all
so
right.
I try to study everything like he just putting the jab on people and just keeping them busy with the jab, and that's the most important thing that a lot of people forget to do is keep the jab in front of you and everything gonna fall in place.
Okay. So I was asking Trevor and Jaivion a few minutes ago that once you guys arrive to TJ, all these people know who all these Jackrabbit guys are like, and you guys are putting all this fear into all these young fighters, whoever you're fighting against. Have some of the fighters refused to fight you once you get to TJ, Lawrence?
Say that again.
Some of the
Have,
fighters
have
refuse.
some of have some of these
Oh,
fights falling off because they know
they
who Lawrence King is?
they've done the switcheroo on me, so
Mhm.
you
Yeah,
know
What is
where
that?
it's pretty common.
where I have to fight one person and
Oh
then
wow.
a whole other person steps in the
Yeah.
ring.
Lawrence is, I think, actually for the gym here, I think Lawrence actually has some of the fastest knockouts per second. Right?
Yeah, they don't even.
Yeah,
It's
he's got one out, I want to believe, in like 20 seconds.
Yeah.
Something crazy.
what uppercut.
Yeah.
That was the last one.
So, but yeah, like he's just got an incredible style. When people ask me about his style, I usually say it's a mix of someone like Earl and Canelo and Gervonta Davis, and
Okay.
he's a
He
pressure
said
fighter.
Erislandy Lara and
Yeah,
Errol
but he's
Spence.
also very
Yeah.
cerebral. He's also a thinker. He takes his time, and
And that's what I take from Lara. He
Yeah.
thinks a lot,
yeah.
and
So
and keeping people at bay. And
What do you
that's
think
why
of Billy Joe Saunders? He's another
I,
southpaw
I
champ.
love Billy Joe Sanders. He's
All
a
right.
he's a savage. If he's the Billy Joe that fought Provodnikov, wait, what's the other? What's not Provodnikov?
no, you're talking about
The other one, the other Russian.
um,
I forgot his name, but he made him look like that.
oh no, you're talking
You
about
see,
the
you
Canadian.
see,
Canadian.
The
you
Canadian.
see,
Canadian.
since
The
we're
one
on the
that Russ.
subject, guys, do you see Billy Joe fighting Canelo this year?
Yeah, most definitely.
You
Maybe
think
after
that's a
this one.
fight happening in May, maybe?
Most likely after this fight, after this, whoever he's fighting, you're tolerating.
It's a difficult fight, though. I mean, I do think that if Canelo gets the right size ring, I'm not going to give Billy Joe much of a chance. I think that Canelo's going to hunt him down and look incredible. If Billy's got a big ring, say 20 by 20, it could be a long night for Canelo. We know that previously with the Lara fight, that Canelo sometimes doesn't want to deal with movers, but he's a different guy, man. He's got a different. Canelo is absolutely pound for pound, in my opinion, the best fighter out there as far as his accolades are concerned.
Any big promoters trying to sign Lawrence King? He's got a big name. He's got a big following out there. Do you have anybody in mind that you would like to
I don't have
talk
nobody in
about?
mind, but there are some people that have approached me and asked me. But right now, I'm just doing my own thing and building my stock.
Okay.
A lot
So
of people are interested in Lawrence. I always hear people always ask me about him. So
all right. So like you were telling me, Trevor. So Lawrence, you're training with Jack Rabbit team, Trevor and Ivan. Are they your trainers currently?
Yeah, they're my trainers, and they're going to be my trainers from forward as my career move on. So this is where I'm at, and
All right.
we're going world champions real soon.
There you go. Thank you for your time, guys. Anything else you want to add, Lawrence, Jaivion, Trevor, about H2O's card on January the 30th? More hurting, more punches, more chaos.
More KOs, more blessings. That's really it.
more blessings.
Okay, let's
Thank you.
finish the night. Let's all have an early night and let's go celebrate and let's find some seafood and stuff like that, right?
Yeah, most
Absolutely.
definitely. Everybody follow me on Instagram at I am El King.
All
Tag
right,
me
there
in.
you go. Thank you
Follow
for your
me,
time, guys.
follow me.
Trevor, I'm
Like,
listening,
hold on,
Javion.
hold on. Follow me at Jaivion Cardinal, Jaivion Cardinal, yo, Cardinal.
Thank
All
you.
right,
I
thank you
appreciate
very
your time,
much, guys.
Marcelo. Thank you.
Peace out.
Grateful.